Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to PERLA'S DREAMS. Aquarius, this is your reading, and again, guys, these are general readings, so only take whatever resonates, and please leave the rest. There is this energy. It brings me back to this song. To be honest with you, "Cry Me a River." Who sings that? I'm gonna look it up because I really don't remember who sings it. Um, I think I know. Oh, it's Justin Timberlake. There you go. Justin. I honestly, you guys are probably gonna laugh. I was like, it's between Justin Timberlake or Christina Aguilera in my head, and I'm like, but I don't think it's a girl. But uh, yeah, you're telling somebody to cry you a river. You are definitely in a space of pushing somebody out or pushing. You're setting you're setting space between you and another person, and whoever this person is a person that you're telling them like, oh, cry me a river, like hello. um oh, you really don't want to. You really don't want to have anything to do with this person. I feel that you've been keeping this person at an arm's length for quite a while now. So you're just kind of you're kind of wondering why is it that they're shocked that you're cutting them off. For some of you, this individual is even in a position where they made you like question like your own sanity. um and again, for a lot of you, yes, this is going to play out as like somebody that you were romantically in love, romantically involved with. I was going to say love with, but romantically involved with. For others of you, this just may be somebody that is close to you, like a sibling or a cousin or something, and they made you question your reality in some shape or form. Like a parent that is gaslighting a child or something like that, and you're just like really, you're this separation or this space that you're putting between this person and yourself is very loud and it's very bold and it's very noticeable. This is not something that you're doing gradually. I feel that you're going straight out and saying it like, I do not want you in my life. You are not going to be involved with me, with my significant other, with my children, if you have some, like whatever it is. Like you're being very blunt, and you're being very adamant of what it is, about what it is that you are allowing this person to be a part of, which is kind of like nothing at this moment in time. But again, this person is acting as if this is like a total shock. Like they can't believe that you're taking this stand against them, and you're just sitting there like, wait, like you're gonna tell me like none of this A, B, C, and D happened? Are you trying to say that like I made all of this up? Like, hold on, hold on. It's kind of like the energy that I'm picking up from you guys. Um, Aside from that, I feel that there are things that you are still trying to process that came from your connection with this person, and I'm not gonna lie. For those of you that this does not have to do with a romantic partner, I am very much picking up this motherly type of energy. You may have had a mother that either gaslit you a lot, and blamed you for their own shortcomings, because it is. I am picking up like this repetitive, like verbal abuse type of energy that somebody suffer at the hand of like a maternal energy that was supposed to take care, that was supposed to nurture, that was supposed to be there for you. And so, that can be a mother, that can be an aunt, a grandmother, but it was somebody that was responsible for taking care of you, somebody that was responsible for nurturing is the main word that I'm picking up here. So again, you're cutting complete ties with this individual. You're just like, you know what, I'm not having this, I'm not doing this. And as you're navigating this new space of distance between you and this individual, you're reawakening to parts of yourself, right? You're allowing certain areas of yourself to kind of like emerge, to kind of come out. excuse me, there's a more playful energy to you. There's a more outgoing energy that is emerging. So regardless of how difficult things may have been up to this point, and how difficult it is to walk away from this person, to walk away from this individual, it is something that ultimately it is definitely a blessing in disguise. um because these moments that you lived with this person really helped you see yourself for who you really are, and not necessarily for what they were telling you. And for those of you, my heart goes out to you. That is one of the things, like, as a mom myself, that I I constantly question myself, like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, am I actually nurturing, or am I hurting my children, right? And some people unfortunately never have the capacity to really question themselves, like, is what I'm doing really nurturing, or am I inflicting, right, like, past traumas to my kids, right? And I feel that even if this is the case for you, where a mother treated you or behaved a certain way towards you because that is all they knew, it's really not, it's almost kind of like, you're like, that's not an excuse. Like, if they felt a certain way when they were being treated a certain way, right, when they were being spoken to a certain way, then they should have learned from that to either get help so that they don't repeat the pattern, or try to do better. And it's like, whoever this mother figure is, didn't it was not in the cards for them. It was genuine, and I know that it's gonna start sound fucked up, but they really didn't care. They felt that if they went through something, then there is no reason to allow you to avoid going through the same thing. It is definitely the big definition of, like, misery loves company, and this is exactly who this person is. They suffered as a child. They had a bad childhood. They had a hard time, and they consciously and unconsciously, because it is both of those energies playing together, inflicted the same pain and the same trauma that they experience onto you. And I feel that for some of you, you're finally realizing that this person did have a choice, and this person chose to behave this way towards you. So there's really not much that you can do about it. And I do see this back and forth energy. Some of you are having nightmares when it comes to this. There's certain scenarios that are replaying in your dreams, um and you're probably waking up in the middle of the night, and you're just like, wow, like, and I feel that these quote unquote nightmares are, a lot of them are, like, replaying certain scenarios that you may have questioned whether they happened or not. And they're playing in a form of a dream, but there's more of a memory that is resurfacing. So for those of you that are within that space, I really urge you to either get a therapist. I always say start off with the therapist. It's always good to start talking about things. I am not diagnosing you with anything. I'm not telling you to self-diagnose. But for those of you that are dealing with traumatic issues from your childhood, where you had a parent that was gaslighting you, that was verbally abusive. Hold on, guys. I want to look something up. I really advise you to get somebody that you can talk to. Therapy in itself can be very helpful with getting things out. Sometimes when we say things out loud, they make sense, or we have that moment of clarity, or we have those aha moments. And I feel that for a lot of you Aquariuses, and I know that some of you are like, oh, I really wanted to know about like my money and my this and my that, and it's like this is what needs to be addressed in order for other things in your life to come into alignment, because this inner child energy has been screaming for attention, has been screaming for healing, has been screaming to be seen. And sometimes just talking about it, just being able to put things into words and to say them out loud and to have somebody else validation, not by agreeing with you but just by listening to you, can be tremendously healing when it comes to that inner child, right? And the reason why I paused earlier was because I wanted to look up, because there's this energy of like a horse, this horse. And it is also showing me like, like and I don't know if it's a horse or it's a knight or whatever it is in chess. There's a piece that looks like a horse, if I'm not mistaken, and that's what I was looking at. And when we talk about horses, horses carry the spiritual meaning of power, freedom, mobility, as well as the ability to connect with the spiritual realms. So the fact that a lot of this space, a lot of these things are coming in through the dream space, right? Through the spiritual realm of dreaming. There's something where a horse in itself plays a big part. Maybe you had horses growing up. Maybe your favorite blanket was a horse. I'm picking up the movie Toy Story, right, where Woody had his horse, right? This aspect of it is kind of playing into it. And when you allow yourself to go into the space of this inner child that wants to be seen and wants to be heard, you're going to find that freedom to actually be yourself. You're going to find that freedom to actually be able to show up the way that you want to show up, and not the way that this parent told you to show up. There is this theme that, like, for the next couple of months, there's going to be this interest coming from you with a lot of childlike things. And what I mean by that is that maybe you're going to start getting into like drawing or coloring, or wanting to visit like amusement parks, or wanting to do things that bring you back into a childhood type of energy. And there's nothing wrong with it. I what I would say is, like, literally try to embrace it, try to hear and listen to that part of yourself, right? Because there's a lot of freedom within that space. All right. So let's go ahead and see anything else that Aquarius needs to know aside from this inner child energy. So, okay. For those of you that are having like financial difficulties and are having these issues of it almost seems like como te entra se te va. Basically, the same way that it comes in is the same way that it's leaving. And I'm talking about your relationship with money. It feels like it doesn't matter how much you make or how much money you bring in or how much you hustle. Money is always leaving you. Now that in itself is a sentence that you need to kind of change, right? A lot of people sometimes say like, oh, every time I get extra money, something always happens. Like, there's always an emergency. Well, that is what you're speaking into reality. When extra money comes in, when I have an abundance of money flowing through, it's for the things that I want to do, for the things that I want to enjoy, for the things that I want to invest in. It's not for emergency. The emergency money is already there. And when an emergency arises, the money for the emergency arises as well. But it's not connected to the money that I'm trying to. So it's kind of like you have to learn. And again, guys, these are just things that I personally do and things that work for me, right? So a couple of, what was it, like about a month ago or so, my car was giving me some trouble. And I sat there and I could quickly see myself like, oh, I'm going to have to use. And I'm like, wait, no. I'm not going to use my savings. I'm not going to use this. whatever is wrong, and I said it just like that, I was like, whatever is wrong with my car is going to be covered under the warranty I have on it. And sure enough, whatever was wrong with my car was 100% covered under the warranty. And I was like, hi, you see? That's how you speak over your life. And these are the things that you have to learn to catch yourself in. A lot of you, this repetitive pattern when it comes to every time money comes in, there's always an emergency. You need to start speaking over your life and need to stop being in that dialogue that you've been stuck in for quite some time. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see what deck do I want to use. Let's pull you, baby. Anything else that Aquarius needs to know, Spirit? Anything else that Aquarius needs to know? We have the Queen of Coins in the reverse with the Three of Coins in the upright. Again, there is this sense of like needing to the Judgment in the reverse with the Eight of Cups in the reverse with the Five of Swords in the reverse. A lot of these challenges, and I put them in quotations, a lot of these bad times, a lot of this whatever that a lot of you experience are a lot of things that you are speaking over your life, right? So like, let's put it this way. Again, I feel like everybody knows how powerful our words are and how powerful our minds are, like what we think and how everything starts. But regardless of how much you know this, you still fall prey to not consciously speaking over your life, to not consciously be aware of your thoughts. And I'm not gonna lie, for some of you, there is this detox that is needed from social media, that is needed from like TV, from anything that you're visually like engaging in a lot, that is almost kind of like making you become numbed. What happened, Mama? Sorry, my dog is like pacing back. One of them is pacing back and forth. So yeah, you have some work here to do when it comes to your own dialogue with yourself. We have the Seven of Cups here in the reverse with the Ten of Wands. It doesn't matter how many times Spirit gives you these moments of clarity, these aha moments, how many times Spirit shows you something, until you actively starts to apply this to your life, you're constantly going to be in this space where it seems like you're going one step forward and two steps backwards. And that is a dialogue that you need to change within your mind and also within the words that you are speaking. Remember, as within, so without. This is a deck that we're using for the closing message. Alright, Spirit, give me one card for Aquarius. I think I have time to do one more video before the sun goes down. I don't use light. I usually open the windows. Well, not the window. I open the curtain when I'm going to do the videos so that I can get the natural light in. So once the light is gone, there's really no working. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits and soul tribe. So I feel that, again, there is this energy of like everything that is coming together, everything that is coming to light, has a lot to do with whatever this past childhood trauma did in your life. You're being called to let your intuition move you physically. You are connected to a group of souls who are weaving a web around the planet. And as you travel and share your creation, something is Rethread. Oh my God, something is rethreaded. Why was I looking at that word wrong? This card is an acknowledgement that you are either being called to connect with others who are like you at a soul level, or that you already are. You are being called to gather groups of people either by leading them or becoming part of a group that can support you and your soul's personal mission. For a lot of you, this past trauma that you guys experience, it is part of your purpose. Whether it is that you are going to help others by creating like a program or creating some type of space, or by just actively talking about your trauma, but there's something that is held within that space. And I feel that the moment that you're able to speak about this without breaking down every time you do, and really coming from a place of compassion with yourself and with who this person is, the moment that is going to become crystal clear as to what it is that you're supposed to do within this space. Like, are you supposed to write a book? Are you supposed to become a therapist? Are you supposed to do this? But whatever it is directly connected with this specific childhood energy that is dying to get your attention. Well, guys, as always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye.